What is up, my boys? This weekend was the sneak peek and sneak peek tournament for Soul Fusion, and the one card that I wanted out of Soul Fusion was Frightfur Patchwork. I don't want none of that Thunder Dragon stuff. Nah, we ain't interested. I just want my Fluffal cards, alright? This deck is so fun. As some of you know, I have loved this deck since like Next Challengers. Oh, it's just one of my favorites. So I'm just going to get into why this deck is so cool. Alright. So we played 3 of the cutest one, 3 dog. He's a good boy. He's Stratos, so of course we're going to play 3. And to go along with that, we play 3 bear. So these are the 2 best starters in the deck, in my opinion. They get you to the cards that you need the fastest. Normally the card that you search with dog is the bear, so if that tells you anything. And then to go along with bear, this is like the best card to have in your hand with bear, because when Toy Vendor is on your side of the field and this card is in your graveyard, you can just win the game, basically. It's like drawing Exodia, but even better. Alright, 2 penguin. This card's really good, but not. It's also extremely searchable, and it's not a starter card. You like opening it doesn't really do anything, but you also want to be able to search it. So I might even bump this down to 1, but opening it is pretty nice too sometimes. I don't know. I'm obviously still testing things. If you guys have been testing your own Fluffal deck, please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I am open to suggestions. This is just something I threw together before the tournament, and I was really excited to play, and I'm still really excited for this deck. Alright, 1 owl lets you play around cards like Naturia Beast, Secret Village of the Spellcasters, that kind of stuff. Also, just a good target if you don't have a way to get to Poly, but you have a way to get to a Fluffal. You want to get this guy, so that way you can get to Poly. And then Cat helps you recycle polys, which can help extend combos and get you game. So, yep. That's all the Fluffals. Pretty good amount of them. We played 3 Edge Imp Chain. This card's really good. Lets you search for Frightfur spells and traps, but we don't play those, so we don't play any traps. And then we played 1 Garnet, basically. This card is, it's alright, but it's mostly just played so you can make Frightfur Tiger is the important fusion with it. Wolf is okay too. For the Edge Imp Chain targets, we played 3 Frightfur Patchwork, the best card. This card is pre-preparation of rights, but for Fluffal. You grab Poly and an Edge Imp, so you can grab another chain, or you can grab this one, so you can make the Tiger or the Wolf, which are both very good cards. And then we played 1 Factory. Factory is a nice target for the chain when you just need a card that is regular Poly, because obviously this card can't search Polymization, it can only search Frightfur spells. This card can be a little bit awkward at times under Master Rule 4. When you already have a monster in the extra monster zone, this card isn't very good, but when you can make a link, this card becomes very good. Obviously, activating this card, summoning Wolf while your opponent has a blank board, is just game most of the time, because Wolf attacking 4 times is game, and most of the time you're going to have the 4 Fluffals in your yard to do that. So, yep, 3 Poly. You're not going to play less than 3 of this. It's just, it is what it is. 3 Vendor. Card is insane. Whenever it goes to the grave from anywhere, it triggers. So there's obviously another card later we'll talk about with that. 2 Twin Twister. Card is good. So if I'm being honest, my list was a little bit tweaked towards how I saw my locals being, and I know at my locals there's a lot of people playing Sekka decks. There's a lot of people playing like Cyber Dragon deck, Invoked, like decks that don't really lose to Twin Twisters. So I was just like, yeah, 2's fine, because there is some Altergeist players, and there's no Sky Striker players, but there's a few Draco players around too. So, yep, I think 2 is the correct number. to Call by the Grave. This card's really good against hand traps, obviously. It can be a good trap card sometimes. And by that I mean, like, you can set it, and then when they activate it affecting grave, you're like, ha, gotcha. So, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, vendor triggers whenever it's sent to the graveyard. So even by Foolish Burial Goods, this card also helps you set up the next card that I play, which is 3 Sky Striker Engage. Now, you might be thinking about clicking out of this video right now, but just listen to me. Just listen to me. This engine is actually pretty cool in this deck. I think I don't play any of the Hornet drones or anything like that. I don't want to make the links. I just want to use these broken cards. So I play the 1 anchor because it can help you steal monsters, go for game. Also, if you get hand trapped when you're going first and you just like need to end on something, it's like you can just search a Widow Anchor and set it and hope that keeps you alive, so that way next turn you can mount a comeback. Ego boosters obviously really good when they Veiler or Impermanence your like say you use Tiger's Effect and target all of their cards and then they like Impermanence, you're like, okay, Ego booster, you know, they're just kind of SOL at that point. And then the 1 Afterburner, this helps your matchups that are normally really bad, all the Floodgate decks pretty much, that leave monsters up. So yeah. And that is it for the main deck. 40 cards. 40 cards. Always playing the 40 cards. Consistency. Some changes I'd like to make probably. I think I want to play Upstart in here somewhere. I don't know where yet, but definitely in there somewhere. Maybe play 41 with an Upstart. No, I'm definitely not doing that. 3 of this card. This card is the... well, the reason you play 3 of it is because under Master Rule 4, your fusion summons can get a little bit awkward. But this card makes them a lot less awkward because you can fuse with the monster in your extra monster zone, and then this will bring it back, making it essentially so you have this in the extra monster zone, and then the monster you bring back down in the main monster zone. And then you can keep fusing with this, and then bringing the one that you fused from the extra monster zone down to the main monster zone, and then it just lets you continue your combos. It's also level 8, which is important for another card I play. 2 Kraken, this is the best fusion. This card is so good. The once per turn effect to send a monster is very relevant, but it sends. I threatened to Beatrice today, and I did get Farfa'd, but oh well, at least I forced the Farfa. So yeah, this card's insane. You play the first one really, so you can how do I explain this? So you make the first one up here, right, and then you fuse with it, make the saber tooth, bring it back down here, and then you can overlay these 2 into a card that I play later. And it's kind of like a good turn 1 play, but then you would also want to have the second one for next turn, for when you're trying to kill them. So, yep. 3 or 1 of each of these. I don't think this card is very good. I'm probably cutting it from an extra deck, but 1 of each of these I think is very clean. Like I don't think you need more than 1 of this. It's pretty cut and dry. Like if you summon this, you're probably going to win the game. If you summon this, you're probably going to win the game. So yeah. This card is good. I actually learned that there's another rank 8 that can negate monster effects. I'm going to play that one too. I'm going to play both of them just because they're just good in different matchups. I played 2 Link 2s that point down. This one points double down, so it helps you extend a little bit more with your monsters from the extra deck. And then this one can help you get over bigger monsters. It's not likely that you're going to have trouble getting over a bigger monster, but it could happen. 1 Phoenix helps you out Floodgates. I actually added a mistake with this today. Weirdly enough, I got mistaked when I was playing against a Paleo Frog player, and I was like, for a second, I was like, man, really? And then I'm like, oh, just make Phoenix. And I did, and then I ended up grinding my way out. So perfect. And then 1 unicorn, because unicorn is like the best link 3 ever. I love this card. I regret playing this. When I was just theorying this deck, I didn't even think like, oh, well, if you summon this, then even when you summon your extra deck monsters, after you banish their back row, they're all just going to get banished anyway, because this just keeps banishing the cards that you summon to it. So, yeah, probably not the best choice, but yeah, we'll cut it for something else. And then the 1 Borreload, I felt this was the best just generic Link 4 to play. Borreload didn't make any sense because you really don't need that extra attacking power. But Borreload's stealing effect could be relevant, and also his untargetable by monster effects is really good in some matchups. So, yeah, I really like the addition of that. One of the best field center ever, one of a kind. Ooh. We got a 3 Inspector Border. Card is super good against Altergeist. Also good if they make you go first. You can just summon that border. They're like, oh shit. It's pretty funny, actually, against, like, Trickstar. Oh. 3 of this guy. So, my theory with this deck has always been mostly if you can out their board and just kill them, that's probably the right way to go. And I knew there wasn't going to be any Goki at my locals today. I know nobody there really plays Goki, so... I didn't make any hand traps. I just played the Gamma Seals, so against like certain decks, I could have the out for their really annoying monster. I think I Gamma Sealed a Infinity and a Beatrice today, so it was worth it. I would probably play it again if I was playing in the same setting. 3rd Twin, obviously you need it sometimes. And then the 1 Shark Cannon, I don't know why I played this. I think I was just like, I need a 15th card. Throw in a Shark Cannon. I sided in once, but then didn't draw it. I don't think it would have helped even if I did draw it. Alright, 2 Red Reboot. Maybe I should have just played, instead of this, just 3 of this. Probably. But the reason I cut the Red Reboot to 2 is to play 2 Typhoon. I feel like Typhoon is a little bit more versatile than Red Reboot, just because it allows you to out the Secret Village of the Spellcasters when they like activate that, and then later on they might activate a Protocol as well, or a Spoofing or something like that, and then you can use this on their card to destroy it. 3 Strike, because sometimes you get forced to go first. And I knew, especially at this locals, that a lot of people were playing Go Second decks. Like, for example, I knew there was a Mech Knight Invoked player, and I knew there was a Cyber Dragon player. So I was just like, it's just safest to play at least 3 cards that are good going first. And like against the Cyber Dragon player, I ended up going into Titanic Galaxy and then setting a strike, and I was like, this is a pretty good board for what Fluffals can make going first. So yeah, and yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Yep, until the next one, peace.